Well, hello, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us on CBS News Colorado alongside Justin Adams and Romi Bean. I am Michael Spencer, and we are counting down to opening day with our Rockies season preview.
Opening day for the Rockies, Coors Field on Friday afternoon. First pitch at 2:10 versus, of course, no one else, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Definitely, guys, the team to beat in the NL West.
Yeah, it was a close call this year with a strike, but the Rockies are getting a full 162-game season, and we're going to give you a preview of exactly what to expect this year.
Yeah, it's not just the three of us. Joining us to talk Rockies is former pitcher Jason Hirsch and Patrick Saunders, who covers the Rockies for the Denver Post. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Patrick, I want to start with you. Kyle Freeland picked to be the opening day starter. What did you think about that decision, Patrick? I thought it was going to be German Marquez yet again, but Bud Black deciding to go with the hometown kid.
Yeah, I was surprised too, because I thought it lined up for German to get it. A couple things here. One, Freeland made his big league debut 5 years ago, almost to the day, against the Dodgers in the Rockies home opener, and he pitched very well and he won. I think Buddy Black likes Kyle against the Dodgers. I think he likes Kyle in big moments, so that's part of it. And then this is strictly my opinion, but it would not surprise me if there's a little bit of gamesmanship going on here, because I think Bud Black loves German Marquez to death, but he thinks there's more there. And I don't know, this is just a theory. It might be like, you know what, little psychological shove there. I have not asked Buddy that question, but it wouldn't shock me if that was in the discussion as to why hometown kid Kyle Freeland gets the ball as opposed to German Marquez.
I love that. I hope there is some of that going on, because what a great storyline and what a brilliant move by the manager.
Speaking of games, speaking of a little more there, Jason, you played the game. Kyle Freeland, he had his best season just a few years ago. Feels like he's been working his way back. So what does he got to do to get back to his best level of playing?
Yeah, you know, the second year for Kyle in the league was a phenomenal season. You know, sub-3 ERA. He was shoving the ball at home, which is not typical for Rockies pitchers, and on the road was equally as impressive. And in the last couple of years, he's had some.
Oh, Jason's thoughts were too strong.
Injury problems. He's had his overall usage. Is Matt still there? Good. So his overall usage of his stuff the last couple of years, he's had to make adjustments to the league. That's throwing more sinkers, it's throwing more cutters. You know, he's trying to avoid barrels. And I think really the difference maker this year is going to be his changeup. I think it's going to be a pitch that across Major League Baseball is going to start seeing some more prominence, and being a left-handed pitcher in a ballpark that is traditionally hitter-friendly, plays really, really well, especially against a good, hard-hitting team like the Dodgers.
Hey, Jason or Patrick, I want to throw this one out there, and guys, you too. Is there any chance that Russell Wilson comes out, delivers a strike to open the season, and maybe the Rockies think, hey, maybe we can add him to the rest of the rotation? Am I on my own on that?
No, they might have to. You know?
At least through like July, right?
Right.
Well, they did draft him, right?
Exactly.
He played 2 seasons in the organization.
The rights? How does that work all these years later?
Yeah, well, actually, his rights now are owned by.
Is it the Yankees or the Rangers?
It was, and then the Yankees gave up the rights to somebody else, and I've forgotten who it is.
I think it's the Rangers.
Yeah, to the Broncos, as Jackson points out. Yeah, good call. Good call.
All right, guys, look, the big free agent pickup was Kris Bryant, okay? So, Patrick, I got to ask, okay, why did the Rockies make this deal? Because I heard there was a pretty good third baseman that was here with a huge contract a little bit ago. Why did the Rockies make this deal?
Well, a couple reasons. Star power, I think, tops my list. Dick Monfort, people get on him for not spending money. If you look at the history, that's really not true. For a team the size of the Rockies have spent money, perhaps not wisely, but they have spent it. But Dick Monfort likes a star player, and the departure of Nolan 2 years ago, the departure of Trevor Story, and aging Bud Black, Rockies don't have much star power, and Kris Bryant, in all of his forms, both as a player and as a person, fits what Dick Monfort likes. And Dick Monfort's been infatuated with Kris Bryant ever since the 2013 draft. On the other side of it, Bud Black and new GM Bill Schmidt both desperately said this team needed power. And Kris Bryant was a power hitter with a good track record. who made it clear that he wanted, or at least was willing to come to Colorado. So that was kind of the clinching thing. So, you know, Chris Bryant, I hope he has a good season because he can be a very entertaining player, and he will be a fan favorite if he plays well. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
I mean, so far, certainly in the clubhouse, they're excited about Chris Bryant. They feel like that's the front office telling them, we feel like you can win. Jason, as a former player and just where you're at now, I mean, what do you think about the Chris Bryant deal?
It was definitely a head scratcher when I saw that Bryant had signed a big contract to come here, and when I heard that he was linked to the Rockies, it was also very intriguing for many of the reasons that Patrick had already laid out. In the understanding that, yes, you need a star power sales, and I think that becomes extremely valuable to the organization. But I also think that his ability to play multiple positions, whether it's the infield or the outfield, and then obviously providing a power bat that's been very consistent over the years, certainly boded well. And the idea that he actually was open-minded enough to come to Colorado, I think makes it a very good fit, and something that I hope to see for the next 7 years. Him put up some, silly Coors Field numbers.
Hey, Jason, as a former pitcher, are you a fan of the universal DH or absolutely not? I mean, I'm going to miss the days where I get to go out and take batting practice and try and hit them out of the park, but I'm definitely not going to miss the days of seeing 95-mile-an-hour sinkers that close to home plate. So it's not something I was good at. Did I enjoy it? Yes, I think it's cool, but I absolutely see the need for having a DH in those positions. You know what I love about you guys is that we get to have this Rockies conversation all year long. Glad we're getting 162 games in. But let's do this. Let's go around the panel. We were talking about this before we officially started recording today. Over under season win predictions is 68.5. I think we're all in agreement that it's going over. Justin, what do you think it ends up at?
They're going to be over. I say 75 wins. They won 74 last year. Give me 75 this year to get one more win. But they are in a tough division. We talk about the AFC West. We look at what the Broncos are in. How about the NL West? I mean, just the teams that are there. The Padres looking good. Obviously, we know the Dodgers. Even the Diamondbacks look a whole lot better. So the Rockies are in a very tough division, but I believe they'll do just enough to get to that 75.
You know, I know this is incorrect, but, hope springs eternal.
Oh, here we go. Somebody's drinking the purple Kool-Aid.
Time for a winning season. Give me 82.
Oh, 82.
Okay.
Wow.
Egregious, I know, but something's got it.
I'm going to go with 72. Not to totally dampen the spirits here. I'm going to go with 72. Jason, what do you got?
If the Rockies pitching can hold up, I'll take the over. If the Rockies pitching doesn't hold up, I'm taking the under.
I like that. I
think adding Chris Bryant obviously gives you some extra wins under your belt, but it's really going to go as far as this pitching staff, the starters and the bullpen are going to take them. So that's my caveat there.
Can they hold up? Can they stay healthy? Patrick Saunders, what are your thoughts?
Well, Jason makes a great point. Starting pitching looks pretty good, but they don't have any depth. If they lose a couple guys, they're really in trouble. However, last 2/3 of last year, they are actually a game above 500. People forget that. They also, I can't see them hitting as poorly this year on the road as they did last year. And they only won 26 games on the road last year. I got to think they're going to be a little better. And I still think they'll play well at home. The offense will be a little bit better. So I go in, they won 74 last year. I'm going to pick them winning 78 this year. 4th place in the NL West.
Wait, so they won 26 games on the road last year. Did the
Correct.
Nuggets win more road games this year than the Rockies did last year? Like, that has to change this year if they're going to do something different.
The Rockies' road batting average was the worst in the major leagues since the White Sox 30-something years ago. It was crazy bad.
So what I'm hearing you say is there is only one way for it to go, Patrick, and that's up.
Well, no, I didn't say that.
Okay, all right. Hey, guys, we got to run. Jason, I know you got practice to get to out there at Mullen High School. You're their new pitching coach. For Jason Hirsch, Patrick Saunders, thank you guys so much for joining us, and for us here in the CBS4 studios, Justin Adams and Romi Bean, I'm Michael Spencer.